What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video where we will talk about an attacking midfielder who is playing in the Bundesliga, who Jurgen Klopp has been scouting extensively in the past 6 months, and he is now ready to move to a Champions League club. His agent has come out and done an extended interview, and this player is Milot Rashica or Rashica, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He's from Kosovo, he's only 23 years old. He can play on both wings as well as a number 10 and attacking midfielder, and he scored a combined 23 goals in 59 appearances in the past 2 seasons, and he's still an up and coming young player who would be available, I think, for around 30 to 40 million pounds. But I think he could be the next big talent coming out of Bundesliga. He is the best player that Werder Bremen has right now, and he signed for them from Vitesse, so he's coming from the Netherlands. And Jurgen Klopp, according to some newspapers, have deployed scouts to watch over Rashica's displays on multiple occasions this season. And Rashica's agent has told an interview, a TV station, a newspaper, that many clubs are interested in signing him. The agent also said football is now suspended for now, but there are some things that need to be done discreetly. Hopefully next season my player will have the opportunity to play in the Champions League for a big club. This is mine's topic, and we have been discussing this at the moment. And I found an interview where the agent specifically mentions Liverpool. So the agent claims that Rashica is wanted, of course, by many clubs, but the fact that he brought up Liverpool as having a personal connection to his client and his home country is very interesting. This is what the agent said. Milo has shown his values and he scored a large number of goals and also assisted. This has put him on the list of many clubs. I know that there are many Liverpool fans in Kosovo, and the best known is MC Kresha, who is also a friend of Milo, but he will not be disappointed if Milo is not transferred to Liverpool. But of course that's his dream move, I'm sure, and I'm sure that the agent would love to transfer his player to Liverpool. The big question is, like, did the player impress Jurgen Klopp and especially impress Liverpool scouts enough that Liverpool will make the decision to sign this player? So the agent said this: there have been very interesting teams that are interested in my client, which constantly play in the Champions League, and they are suitable for Milo. At the moment I can't give any name to the teams, and I believe you will all understand, as I can't speak about specific clubs at this time, but when we reach an agreement, of course you will all understand. I believe that within 2 or 3 weeks we will make a decision and you will all understand it. And the player himself said this: I haven't given too much thought to my future yet, because in the current sporting situation these thoughts only distract you from the essentials, but in the end it helps nobody, not me and especially not the club. I really take the current situation, which is Werder Bremen fighting for survival to stay in the league, in the Bundesliga, very seriously, and I want to do everything I can to get us out of it. One day I would like to compete with the best players in the world regularly and play Champions League football every year. I'm working very hard for that goal, and I know that I can do it. I'm capable of doing it. So this sounds like a young player who has the confidence and the ambition to play at a much higher level than what he's doing as right now. But of course, signing a player like this is always a little bit risky, because you don't know how he will react to playing in a big club where the pressure is constant. You can't afford really to have one bad game, because then lots of people, like millions of people, will watch you and will criticize your performance. But he has to have a thick skin and a lot of confidence in himself and his ability that he can play at that level which is required. And the Express newspaper is reporting that Rashica could be available for as little as 33 million pounds. And also they are saying that Jurgen Klopp is exploring the market to strengthen his attacking options in the next few months, because he wants very good backups for Firmino, Mane, Salah, and also probably a goal-scoring midfielder like Rashica could really help Liverpool, because since Coutinho we haven't had a midfielder who can score constantly 10-15 goals every season very reliably. But this Werder Bremen player could do that, because he scored 12 goals last season and he has 11 goals this season from just like 21 or 22 appearances. So he is scoring basically 1 goal every 2 games on average this season, which is a very formidable return. And not only does he have 11 goals, but he has 5 assists as well this season, which is really impressive. And according to German publication Der Spiegel, Liverpool face competition from Borussia Dortmund, West Ham, Wolves and Aston Villa for the young player. According to the Express newspaper, Rashica has a release clause of just 38 million euros, which is 33 million pounds, and also his contract runs out in 2 years. So if Werder Bremen don't sell him right now in this summer window, they will lose him on the cheap next summer, or they will lose him for absolutely nothing 2 seasons from now, if of course he won't be extending his contract. But sounding the way that the agent and the player speaks, it's very clear that they are just treating Werder Bremen as a stepping stone, and they want to go to a much bigger club, a Champions League club, in the very near future. So they are already looking for the way out. And Werder Bremen are currently struggling in the Bundesliga. They are in 17th place. So considering that, and also the fact that Rashica has like 11 goals and 5 assists this season, that's a very good number for a team who is fighting against relegation in the Bundesliga. And it has been reported that if Werder Bremen are relegated, and there is a very high possibility of that happening, because they are 8 points from safety, having lost 4 of their last 5 league games in the Bundesliga. So there is a pretty big chance that Bremen could get relegated. And if they get relegated, according to the report, his release clause could drop to just 17 million pounds, which is 20 million euros. And the player's agent has also hinted that the player will move when the season is over. He also said that before this crisis, we were in contact with some clubs, including some clubs from the Bundesliga and some clubs from abroad, but at the moment everything is at a standstill. I'm sure that too soon, when we are back to normal, there will be movement on the topic and something will definitely happen. It is clear that until the end of the season, the player will concentrate on staying up with Werder Bremen, but after that I think he will pretty much 100% leave the club. And if Bremen gets relegated, a 70 million release clause for a very talented player who is scoring on average 10 goals a season from midfield could be a very attractive proposition for Liverpool, in my opinion. So let me know, what do you think about this in the comments below? I would love to hear your opinion. And Milot Rashica is already, even though he's only 23, he's already a pretty experienced player. He already played 180 games in all competitions throughout his career, scoring 47 goals. So coming from a young player, that's not a bad return. And also he played 22 games for Kosovo, scoring 4 goals. That's also a pretty nice tally. Oxlade-Chamberlain also came out with an interview saying why he actually left Arsenal. And it's very interesting, because many people thought that Oxlade-Chamberlain left Arsenal because he thought Arsenal were going nowhere and he wouldn't win trophies there. But the real reason was actually different. I wouldn't say I wanted to leave Arsenal because I didn't believe we could win trophies. I just didn't believe I was going to play where I wanted to play, in midfield, and that was it. Me winning the Champions League was obviously a dream come true with Liverpool and a massive bonus, but I didn't feel like, oh, I told you so at Arsenal. I feel a lot of my best performances for Arsenal came in midfield, but I never played constantly in that position. The first game of the season I switched with Hector Bellerin. First game I played on the left wing back position, he played on the right, and second game we switched. I thought, I've got to take the risk, I've got to take the chance. I don't want to look back at the end of my career and think that I didn't try. And of course, in hindsight, he made the best decision, because I think at that time Arsenal and Liverpool were like on a different trajectory, but they were on a similar level. Now it looks like Oxlade-Chamberlain just jumped ship at the perfect time, because since then Liverpool have been soaring and Arsenal have been declining constantly season after season, and now Liverpool are the best team in Europe, the best team in the Premier League, and Arsenal are in 8th place in the Premier League. So I'm sure that Oxlade-Chamberlain is very happy with his decision that he made, and it was a very smart choice at the time. Steven Gerrard, my role model growing up, has said that Jordan Henderson is a role model and he deserves everything that he gets. Every praise and every medal, every trophy that he wins is fully deserved. This is what Steven Gerrard said about Jordan Henderson. I remember Jordan came into Liverpool as a shy lad from Sunderland, and his family asked me to keep an eye on him and look out for him. He's a very selfless person on and off the pitch. He was a dream to play with because of his energy. I'm certainly one who has always sung his praises, because I appreciate the job he did in the team so much. I think he's got better and better each season from a football point of view, but as a person, I think what he has done over the last couple of weeks comes the human being up. He's a fantastic man and he's become a top-class midfielder. Everything he earns in the game and every accolade he gets, every trophy he wins, he absolutely deserves it. He's a role model to a lot of young kids. And of course, Henderson became just one of very few Liverpool captains to lift the Champions League trophy, and I can't wait to see Henderson lift the Premier League title, something that Steven Gerrard has never done in his career, even though he probably deserved to win the Premier League more than any other player in the Premier League's history. But Liverpool always lost their way in the title race with Gerrard in the team. But it wasn't because of Gerrard, it was because he was just never surrounded by a team good enough to win the title. That's the painful truth. And I would love to see Steven Gerrard win the title with Liverpool as a manager in the future. Maybe in 5-6 years, when Jurgen Klopp is retired, Steven Gerrard could take over and we could have a fairy tale homecoming of Gerrard. But of course, a lot of things need to happen. Steven Gerrard needs to get more experienced as a manager. And in 4 years, when Jurgen Klopp retires, who knows where football will be, where Gerrard will be, and where Liverpool will be. So we shall wait and see. But of course, I'm sure that Gerrard has that ambition to win the title one day. If he couldn't do it as a player, he wants to do it as a manager. And also, Gerrard puts Liverpool's recent success down to Liverpool's mental strength, and also he backed Liverpool to continue winning trophies. They have been phenomenal for a few years now. I thought they were very unlucky last year not to be champions. That was down to how good Manchester City were. They just seem to be getting better and stronger every single year. The one key thing that's blown me away from when I played is their mental strength across the board. We used to have some really good professionals and mentally strong players in our squad, but it seems like from number 1 in the squad to number 26, they are all mentality monsters and all on the same page. To have a squad that all has that mentality, I'm really excited to watch them in the coming years as well, because they've got a fantastic opportunity to become a very successful Liverpool team. And that's just brilliant to hear from a very, very experienced player like Steven Gerrard. And I also want to give you guys the best part of Shaqiri's interview that he has recently done with Liverpool FC. And he talked about that famous comeback where Liverpool beat Barcelona 4-0. I'm sure some of you guys have already watched that game back in these times where there is no football on the TV. At least live football, and this is what Shaqiri said about that Barcelona game. It was an unbelievable comeback. Nobody thought we were going to come back, to be honest. We always believed the situation when we came into the dressing room and halftime, you thought, okay, let's finish this well, because it was just 1-0, and to be honest, I never thought we were going to win the game 4-0 in the end. But if you score the second one, you start believing. It was momentum. I think we played 20 minutes more, we were going to score 2 more goals. It was just amazing. The fans behind us helped a lot as well. It was an unbelievable comeback that we will never forget. Shaqiri said this about last season: it was an unbelievable year for us. It was a shame we didn't win the league, but it was amazing to win the Champions League title again for Liverpool. For me, the second time, you never forget these kind of feelings, these kind of trophies you win with the team, and to celebrate with the fans after a long time. They could celebrate something big in the city It was just amazing. The potential for this team is very high. I think we can go as high as possible, but we need to stay on our toes and to be on our highest level to be really very, very successful. And also Shaqiri won the Champions League with Bayern Munich. And Shaqiri also said, to be honest, I never thought I would do this kind of career. Sometimes I tell my family, look where I played, look how many trophies I won. It's just incredible. You cannot have that every day, or not everyone can say they won the Champions League twice with two different teams, twice a world champion, many titles with Bayern Munich in Germany and in Switzerland too with Basel. It's just amazing. It's like a dream how I live every day, and I enjoy it. That's my thing, to stay grounded, and I enjoy it on my own with my family, my people around who are very proud of what I achieved until now. And I want to give this to this club too, my experience, what I did with big clubs, that can only be a positive. And Shaqiri spoke about where he honed his skills, football skills, on the streets of Switzerland, where his family moved from Kosovo. And this is what he said. Obviously it is a different time now. We are professional now, but at that time, in the tough parks and tough pitches, it was different because it was private. It was on the street. Everything can happen on the street. Sometimes people fighting in front of your eyes. It was tough to play because I was very young, not the biggest or the tallest. I was always challenging against older people, and that helped me a lot to grow up and be competitive against bigger and taller people, older people. I learned a lot there, to challenge, to be successful, to win games. Everything started there, so it helped me a lot. Maybe it helped me become more skillful, because people who play a lot on the streets are always more skillful, I think, because they play more on instinct. I'm this kind of player, of course, who plays with a lot of instinct, like from zero to make a great pass or score a nice goal. That comes from the street for sure. The times change a lot. Now kids have PlayStations, iPhones, and can sit at home playing these games on their phones. It's changing. Maybe 15 years ago it was different. I'm really happy that I went through this time. I learned a lot. I know how it is to have not such a beautiful or good life like now, so it helps me a lot. And he also talked about Liverpool's fan base. There are Liverpool fans everywhere, Shaqiri said, especially in Switzerland. We have a lot around the world, also in Albania and Kosovo, people going crazy. They were Liverpool fans a long time ago, but still, when I come to Liverpool, even more, you know. That's pretty normal. Everywhere I went, people were becoming fans of this team. We even have a lot of Stoke fans now from Switzerland because of me. It's nice to see people can change a lot and can make many people in different countries very proud, and that's why I appreciate it and I respect it. And finally, Shaqiri said, everybody wants to achieve as much as possible, but I'm also very happy with what I achieved until now, because I'm coming from a small country and coming from the street. I cannot complain, but I always try to stay grounded, stay myself, just be happy with what I've got. Slowly, of course, everybody wants to achieve as much as possible. The Premier League title is especially very important to this club and for a lot of players here, because not a lot of players won titles. It's very important for them too. For a few years it was always coming and playing well, but no title. This big club needs to fight every year for the title. It seems like the winning mentality is here now, and trying to stay at the top is very important but difficult. That's the most important challenge for this club, Liverpool, I think. Great words by Shaqiri. He well summed up the current situation at Liverpool. It's not enough to win the title this season. We need to challenge for the title every season and try to win as many titles as possible for the next 4 years, at least until Jurgen Klopp is here. And then who knows what will happen. But let's just enjoy this period where Liverpool is dominating the Premier League, and I can't wait for football to be back. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Anyway.